Thank you, and welcome to our third panel. As I mentioned earlier, this is really one of the highlights of why we're here. We've heard from business and industry. They have really talked to us about their companies, the career pathways within their organizations. We've heard from our post secondary educational partners. They have talked to us about how they have made adaptations to ensure that the courses that they're offering are relevant to what business in industry currently needs, and they will continue that adaptability into the future as things evolve. Now, the exciting part for me is we are going to talk to some of our younger people. They have gone through a lot of what we've been talking about, and they are currently working within the business and industry sector. Last year, we started this panel, and I was blown away. And I can tell you now, with our three panelists, you will be equally as blown away when we're talking to them about their stories. So I'm going to introduce them now. From Interlocks, we have Jay Zelaya. From Textron Systems, we have Will Carone. And from Cyberical, we have Emily Walls. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to start. We're going to have a few questions that will allow you guys to answer. And then we'll leave a few minutes at the end so that if anyone has a question in the audience, we will let them ask you some questions. So first question, tell us how you became interested in your field of study and how that has prepared you for the kind of career that you want. And whenever you're ready, you could just pick up the microphone. I think I turned them on.
All right. Oh, can you hear me okay? Okay, so Will Carone. I'm a senior manager of manufacturing engineering at Textron Systems over here in New Orleans. So just to kind of give a background of where I'm at today. So what first got me interested in engineering? So when I was a kid, I was always the type of kid that, played with Legos, puzzles, took stuff apart just to see how they worked, right? And in school, I kind of gravitated towards math and science. So my teachers kind of connected the dots for me a little bit there and pushed me towards positions that catered to problem solving and creativity. So with that in mind, engineering kind of started to make sense. So another thing that helped me in my career to get to Textron is I actually drove past Textron on my way to school every day. So I got to see those military vehicles lined up on the railroad tracks in Slidell, and that really planted a seed for me that one day I wanted to work at Textron, and engineering is kind of real to me. It's like it was happening right in my backyard. So.
Hi, Emily Walls. I'm over at Cyberical. I'm a cyber engineer in Covington, LA. So for me, I was actually started out as a nursing major, and I went through a couple years of nursing and into the nursing college and got into that program. And then I realized it just wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. The way that they learn just didn't fit with the way that my brain works. But I loved all the science behind it and the way that things fit together. And I was able to go to the academic professional on campus that was able to just guide me on where could we possibly go. And I decided on the engineering technology program at Southeastern. So I went to have a meeting with the department head, and he just really inspired me with his passion and his love of mechatronics engineering technology and all the different aspects of how mechanical, electrical, computer, and automation all tie in together to create this program and all the different aspects of it. And I trusted him on it. I said, this guy's got a passion, and it sounds really interesting. So I'm going to go for it. And it was a great decision. I was able to get into the field where I am now from that program. I started out with our sister company, Empirical.
Yes.
And I was an intern there. And my department head over at Empirical told me, we were talking about my schooling one day, and he was like, "Why are you in this department?" Because it was very much a civil engineering department. And I was telling him all the different things that I do for school, and he was like, "You should be over in Cyberical where they're doing that work." And so he encouraged me to go there, and he talked to the manager of the cyber engineering department, and I was able to join in with them, and it's been wonderful since. So
Love it.
Hello. Hey. Jay Zelaya, I work at Intralocks. I work in a small group within the company that's called MEG. I'm a mechatronics graduate from Mr. Crabtree's class. Play with robots, get to program them, do a lot of automation. Pretty fun. Kind of to echo back, Legos. It's like super simple. Legos were great. They kind of started, I like to put things together, taking them apart. When I got older, I got into actually photography, videography, started a business doing that, stopped doing that and decided to do the mechatronics program. Ironically, I do mainly vision systems with robots, so it tied up with photography and videography. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And Andrew was on our earlier panel, and you guys talking about Legos. When he was describing exactly what Intralocks does, what they fabricate and manufacture, he described it as a Lego, a piece of like a Lego part that they fit together to create these conveyor belts. So it's really interesting. My grandbaby is not really into Legos, so we're gonna have to try to maybe get her some Legos and see if she likes them. So, what factors or people were influential in helping you make this career choice?
Okay, so for me, there wasn't any one particular mentor, but I would say I had a lot of people out throughout my life, family, friends, coworkers, people from church that really helped me grow. Nobody I really knew was in engineering, but I did have a lot of people that noticed that I worked hard and liked to help others. So that's when they started to really root for me. I also really carry myself with the mindset that if someone doesn't believe I could do something or doesn't really tries to put you down, I kind of use that as a motivating factor to rise to the challenge and say, hey, I can do, again, whatever you think you can do, you put your mind to it, you could do it. So even the people that, some people would call haters, I guess, those were used as a motivator for me to help push past what I originally didn't think I could do.
yeah, so like I mentioned in the previous question, I had the department head of my college in College of Science and Technology that mentored me in that way, and that he pushed me forward in that. But also a big factor was that my father was in engineering, and he told me all the time that I should go into engineering. We have very similar brains in how we think, and just I'm like his mini me. And but I, in my teenage years, was like, I don't want to listen to my dad. So I went for nursing, and he was absolutely right. I should have gone for engineering in the first place.
Dad's gonna hear this.
Yep.
I think one of the things was the driving factor was a curiosity when I started the program, and then being there, having great teachers. Again, going back to Mr. Crabtree, one of the people that really drove us to do better. Then in Intralocks, the group that I'm a part of, fantastic engineers, fantastic leadership, everywhere from technicians, machinists. Just had a fantastic support system. So yeah, all my team members, I would say, would be a great driving factor.
That's encouraging. And for all of us that are listening, should hopefully steer us into wanting to help mentor, right? Help wanting to talk to our younger generation, to encourage them. A little bit of encouragement will go a long way, right? So, our next question. Are there other resources or course offerings that you feel might have been beneficial to you as you were kind of charting out your career pathway?
Yeah, so for me, there's one in particular, and honestly, it's the reason I'm here today. So I actually went through the Tri-Parish Youth Program, a little bit of a shout out to Tri-Parish here, and they helped place me in different businesses that kind of gave me not just insight into different skill sets like AutoCAD and SolidWorks and Excel and the skills that I use today, but also skills like soft skills such as communication and how to kind of carry myself in a workplace. So they were really good at teaching me those types of things. One place in particular I remember they placed me at was for a web design company called, well, Easy Emerge was the name at the time. I don't know what they're called today. But it was in a rough time of my life when I actually took a year off of college and I didn't really have money to afford the next semester. So as I was doing web design at that company, I actually thought to myself, hey, I can do this for the rest of my life. I think this could be something that I enjoy. And I told that to my coworker next to me, and he just looked at me and said, no. I said, why'd you say no, sir? And he actually said, no, you've gone too far. You're over halfway done. You're selling yourself short. And then he shared what he made with me, and it really opened my eyes a bit. He made $10 more an hour than me doing the same exact job. And that little moment, even though it sounds small, really helped it click for me how important it is, and how someone like you just said, that little brief moment with a mentor can help change your life. That changed it for me, and that's really the reason I went back to college to get my degree. On top of that, on top of what Tri-Parish provided, also, for anybody out there, there's a lot of internships that you can get through school that may be unpaid or whatever. Anything you can get that gives you the skills that aren't just strictly related to your field, but apply to any field, like those soft skills, take those opportunities.
Yes. Are there other resources or course offerings that you feel might have been beneficial to you?
So for my career field, it was actually an interesting turn. At first, I didn't think it really lined up with what I was studying. So I was studying mechatronics. I ended up in cyber engineering. It has a lot more common things in common than I expected. But at first, I thought this is a complete 180 in the engineering field. I'm not going to have anything from my schooling related into this, and the mechatronics courses are slowly coming into play to where I'm getting to do more automation, and we're looking into more of that field and getting that work. But I would say an easy one for me would be that focusing on the cyber aspect of automation and the dangers of someone hacking into your automation and what they could possibly do with that physical system. So if in schooling, I think that would be a great thing to be able to have a class, or at least a portion of a class, to focus in and say, okay, how does the cyber aspect work of this, and what can we do with it?
With AI right now, I think that's going to be very instrumental, especially for our post-secondary educations to hear for that level of feedback. I love that.
Kind of bringing some of the things that they talked about, and being in the mechatronics program, I think after graduating that program, being able to give feedback of the things that I thought were valuable, like SolidWorks, CAD, incredibly important. Being able to help restructure that program and change it. It recently changed into, I believe, is a associate's degree program. So that was incredibly helpful. And I mean, Interlocks believe in their employees being self-managed. So us being able to drive for better, being able to find different trainings, being able to pick those trainings, just present them to leadership, and they will approve them. That was incredibly helpful too. So I mean, there was a ton of them. A lot of PLC coding and automation stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Based on your experience in getting trained in your industry, what do's and don'ts would you suggest to young people regarding career choices?
Okay, so first do's are do take every opportunity you get to gain real experience from people already working in that field. Next do is, even if you're going into a technical field, focus on learning soft skills that can apply everywhere. And then the last do would be learn skills that apply no matter where you go, such as skills related to AI, right? How do we use stuff like that? How do you use Microsoft Excel skills or Word, whatever, that can apply in various places. Two don'ts would be, don't expect success just to show up on its own, because that doesn't happen. You have to work hard, and although in the moment it's not going to feel great, it's going to pay off. And then don't stop learning once you land the job. I think a big pitfall of people in the industry is that they get that job that they wanted and just expect success to keep naturally coming to them. Whereas if you continue to learn and you push yourself and push the business forward, that's when you're noticed, and that's when you and the business grow.
Love it.
So a general don't that I would say first off is just don't cap yourself and say, I don't think I meet the requirements for this job application. I'm just not going to apply. Absolutely apply. If they're going to say no, they'll tell you no, but it gives them the opportunity to tell you yes.
Absolutely.
So another don't I would say is I'm blanking on that one, but do just strive to keep making yourself better, keep studying, keep learning, and just have a lifelong want to learn, because everything around us is constantly shifting. New technologies coming out, everything is just new. And so if we don't keep up with that, if we don't learn those things and figure out how to work with those things, you can easily get left behind.
Yes.
And so just to keep up with the field and keep up your knowledge, just continue to learn. So
Two do's that I would recommend would be fail fast and learn fast. And in the world that we're in, especially advanced manufacturing, rapid prototyping, you want to be able to fail as fast as you can so you can change that and make it a win. Another one would be under promise and over deliver. Timelines are important in all of the sectors that we work in. So being able to abide by timelines and stick to them is part of that etiquette. Don'ts is don't stop learning. Take the certification, take that class. Soft skills are amazing. Those are things that are usually looked over that should not be.
Love it. And if I could add, one of the things that I've been learning, even since I've been in this position, is to understand that all skills are transferable, right? Like you said, you were in nursing, and then when you went and talked to them, because you were like, I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be, but you liked the science behind it. So the skills that you were learning in science has led you to your career pathway, right? So just always remember that skills are transferable, and they can help you. Even when you don't know, they can help. Those types of skill building traits will help you get to where you want to be. I just want to say thank you so much. Again, this has easily become one of my favorite parts of these panels. I love hearing the success stories, especially of our youth. And this is being videoed, so our high school students will be able to hear this. And I think they will gain valuable knowledge from your feedback, because in their minds, you're not very far removed from where they are now, right? And I do want to tell you, thank you so much from Tri-Parish Works. We really pride ourselves on having a passion for what we do. Workforce development is what we offer. If we have youth up to the age of 24 who are really kind of internally seeking and searching what you would like to do, call our office, come visit our office, visit our website, triparishworks.net. We offer a summer career exploration academy. We offer that soft skills that you may be lacking with conflict resolution, effective communication, how to build a resume. Many people don't even realize that your resume goes through a system before it even hits HR. And if it's not hitting a certain number of marks based on the job description, your resume may not even get there. So those are things that we can offer and teach you. We do the summer career exploration, as you mentioned, where you are able to see 15 to 20 different career pathways that are available to you. So if you don't know, we don't want you to just stop and become stagnant. We want to join you on that to help you prepare for your next step. We hope that these panels have been beneficial. I want to acknowledge some of my team members who are in here. We have Dave Maziars, who is my Director of Operations and Planning. He is instrumental in the glue to make sure that Tri-Parish Works is moving at the pace and the manner and the professionalism that it is. So I would definitely like to say thanks to Dave. Don Shea is also in the room at this moment. Don is our business services director. He knows everybody. I laugh and talk about that all the time. But he has such a respect out in the field that employers, they respond. And based on their respect for him, they come and are able to talk to us. And then once we deliver, we're able to build those relationships. We have many, many, many more team members out in the on the other side with our vendors and our business and industry partners. So I want to say personal thank you to them. They have been the ones who have been successful in putting this event together today. Again, I want to say thank you to our panelists. I want to make sure to see, do we have any questions from those in the audience? Yes, Chuck. Mhm.
You hear a lot about work-life balance and just, having to juggle a lot of different things in your life. And everybody goes through like different stages. Like right now, I'm kind of an empty nester-ish, but my son's coming back from college any day now for spring break. But the point is, like, I'm interested, and I'm sure a lot of high schoolers would be interested in this too. Like, how do you juggle it all? And what do you do? Like, what do you do to keep yourself like centered and do things for fun?
It's going to be kind of ironic because it's work-life balance, but at least at Interlocks, they provide a lot of things for you to be able to have work-life balance. Like we have a gym on campus, we have doctors, physical therapists, dentists, all of that on campus. So like it helps. If you have to go to any of those, you could just go there. We have a pharmacy. Yeah, it's pretty insane. But also being self-managed, to a certain extent, you can dictate a lot of the scheduling you do. We all work in groups, so as long as you're collaborating with your group, you can come up with a time that works for you and works for everybody. So amazing work-life balance. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say, I'll be honest, I'm guilty of not having the best work-life balance. I try though, I do try. And it's usually I try to leave at a very specific time, wherever my work is at in current progress that day. I write it down. I leave a note for myself so I know exactly where to pick up the next day, and I let it stay at work. So once I go home, I'm able to relax. I'm not thinking about work continuing. What should I do next? What should I do next? I already wrote that down. So I know what's going to happen with that. I try to stay away from the screens so much, especially because at work, typically we're all looking at a screen all day long. So I try to put the screens down as best as I can. I'll try to read, I'll go exercise, I'll just go on a walk or spend time with friends or family. And that's somewhat successful most of the time for me, but I'm not the most dedicated to it. So hoping to get better.
All right, and for me, I think I focus on organization to try and help with that. So Textron's big about managing by systems, and that's something I had to learn when stepping into a leadership role. So at first, I tried to do everything on my own, like a lot of frontline leaders or people who come from individual contributor role to a leader role do. And I had to learn very quickly that you can't do that. So setting up systems to where I was organized, and I felt like at the end of the day, there were a lot of tasks, but there was a name for every task. And we had a plan to get those tasks done so that when I go home, I can focus on my family, and that's what helps me refresh. Right now, I have a young son, and that helps me focus on my family, helps me refresh pretty heavily, and it's my comfort place. So keeping those two things separated really helps.
Any other questions? All right. I do want to bring Dave up. I want him to kind of say some final words. And again, I do want to say thank you so much for your time, for your energy, and for your support.
Thank you, Suzanne, and thank you to our panel. I want to remind everyone that first and foremost, this whole event wouldn't have happened if our partner G&O Inc. wasn't ready and available to team up and partner with us to be able to provide this opportunity for everyone here. And I think so often when we think of career expos or job fairs, we focus or think of the job seeker, which is without a doubt one of the primary values, but it takes all the parts and pieces. I think a lot of what you shared in this panel, I know I made a difference to me. When you hear about naysayers or not listening to your dad, or depending on coworkers and teammates to make differences, I think for all the folks that are going to see this and hear this, those are messages that should resonate, right? Because old people may be wise, but it's mostly to ourselves, right? It's very difficult to transfer that information to others. So really take heart in what you're hearing today to know that those little things can make a difference. And I want to thank our panelists. It takes a lot to come up and stare into a camera and answer a whole bunch of questions, some which you may have had an idea about, and also others that are coming from left field. So thank you all for your attention and your efforts today, and we look forward to seeing you all next time.